Ready or not, Jon Heyman, you're ready for the sleepless nights, I'm sure. Good Monday morning to you. Arms not named Scooble. That's where I want to start, because arms are always front and center. Who could be the belle of the ball this trade deadline?
Yeah, first I'll mention Scooble. Right now the Tigers are 29-42, so I think he's likely to be traded. These other two, kind of on the fence. We shall see about that. Peralta, to me, and Alcantara would be 2 and 3 or 2 and 2A as guys who could be traded. Very dependable guys, always answer the bell. Alcantara and Peralta are not having their best seasons, but they are guys who put up the innings. Obviously, playoff starters for just about any team. 4.25 ERA for Alcantara, but he is considered a top-of-the-rotation starter by most. Peralta, same thing, 3.90 ERA right now. I would say both teams are a little bit on the fence right now. The Marlins have won 9 of 11. So, look, they have a .500 record. Their actual run differential is exactly 0, so no guarantee they sell. I would say same with the Mets. The Mets are more likely to sell. I think at this point, they're not doing as well as the Marlins, but they certainly have been better lately. But Peralta certainly would be of interest. And just throwing it out there, potential teams, I like the Padres for Alcantara. San Diego and Miami have matched up before. And for Peralta, Bruce Levine mentioned this, I like the Cubs. Craig Counsell, big fan from the Milwaukee days.
A couple weeks until the trade deadline. We have sat here on chairs for, half decade and said the name Sandy Alcantara. So we will see if that comes to fruition, if they're closer to parting with their star. What will the Yankees do? If they're not apologizing to Aroldis Chapman, perhaps other bullpen help, what's on their agenda?
Yeah, they will not be apologizing to Chapman's been great everywhere, but wasn't great in New York. It's very unlikely that he is traded to the Yankees anyway. He's not getting an apology. I know that for sure. But they do need bullpen, I believe. Their bullpen has not been bad, but I think that's an area to look at. Senzatella might be the best choice for them. He's been really good this year. Not a big strikeout guy, but his ERA was 6 last year as a starter. It's 2 now as a bullpen piece, and he has been excellent for the Rockies, so that's a possibility. To me, I'm looking at the Rockies, too, for the other issue for the Yankees. I think this is a long shot, but I'll throw it out there. Yankees look like they may need a catcher, at least a backup catcher. Right now, the Yankee catchers are hitting, get this, 173 as a group. So they could look at catcher. Hunter Goodman, have you guys mentioned before, looks like an all-star game, 20 home runs.
Sunday.
He's got 3 more years till he's a free agent, so I think this is unlikely, but they're going to get calls on him. Depends on what their timeline is for winning, and you never know. Look at the White Sox have stepped up and won more quickly than anyone would have thought. Could the Rockies do the same? Hunter Goodman, that's Goodman, kind of pie in the sky there. More likely would be like a Christian Vasquez type, or maybe an Ohapi, maybe if the Angels do sell. He is a New Yorker, so I do think catcher is probably their top priority, even over bullpen.
And real quick, any word on Judge and his recovery?
Not
Still
yet.
A couple
not
weeks
yet.
Till they reassess.
Look, the Yankees have been the best team in baseball over the last 3 weeks. It's pretty amazing. Ben Rice, MVP candidate, but Judge is going to be a while.
They're at the top of the American League East. At the bottom are the Red Sox. And you said something last week that made us all kind of pause, because we just assumed that they would sell at the deadline. Maybe not the case. How 11 games under 500?
Well, in the American League right now, they're within 5 games of the wild card, no matter how we think they've played so far, and they have better players than they've shown. So my understanding from talking to GMs around the league, it does not feel, at least at this point, that the Red Sox are leaning towards sell. Now, of course, we got a lot of time to go. If they continue on this path, they may end up being a seller. If they do sell, obviously Chapman, they've got the top closer who could be out there, which is huge. Contreras has been absolutely fantastic for them. He's hitting .304 at this point with a .965 OPS. They've got Sonny Gray. They talked always about Jarren Duran with the Padres. And so, they've got good pieces to sell. If they do sell, at this point, they do not want to sell.
I see my Nats on this list.
Yeah.
We can't deal with anymore. You took everyone we got. Who are you taking now?
No. You know what? At this point, they can't really talk about C.J. Abrams as a trade piece. They did talk about it in the winter. Good thing they held on to him. He has been great. He's got 14 home runs, got close to a .900 OPS. Certainly deserving of the All-Star game. And, they're over 500 at this point. As things go right now, they do not look like a seller. They're not going to be able to trade him. Now, if they fall back, and they're, let's say, 7, 8 games under by the time the trade deadline comes, that will change, and this will be a big-time trade piece because he's got another year to go before he's a free agent.
Big-time trade piece. Everyone looking up at the Braves in the National League East. The Phillies have been playing some good baseball, and we've said for a while that they need a righty bat. That was before injury. Now the need even more urgent.
Absolutely. Adolis Garcia now out. So, I mean, look at their righties versus their lefties. Harper, Schwarber, Marsh have been outstanding. Right-handed bats have been struggling. Under a 600 OPS for the right-handed bats. Bob Nightingale mentioned a couple of pieces. It would be most likely be an outfielder, but they could look at first base too, because Bryce Harper, being the team guy that he is willing to move to the outfield. So they did acquire Derek Hill, but that's probably a stopgap guy. Nightingale mentioned Seiya Suzuki. To me, that's a long shot. The Cubs are a contender. I'm not seeing that happening, even though he's a free agent. He mentioned Joe Adell as well. I'm not sure that the Angels part with him. I like, if the Red Sox do sell, so I mean, I'm still weighing the possibility of myself. I like Wilson Contreras. I mean, the guy's been huge. They need a big righty bat. He's been great. You could plug him in first, and Harper would go to the outfield. That would work best for them, in my opinion.
Think about that piece in that lineup at Citizens Bank. Dave Dombrowski in his office just ready to go. We know that. Jon Heyman with the very latest. Appreciate it. Coming up on MLB Central.